Hey folks, it's Carl over at HunzaHealthy.com. Thanks for tuning in. Today I have a real special guest with me, Megan McBride. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
We are in Easton. I'm visiting her at her office here. We're going to be talking about the Easton Farmers Market. It happens to be the oldest running open-air farmers market in the United States, right?
Correct. Yes.
262 years now?
Yes.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Just real briefly, in another video here we're talking about benefits of buying local, buying fresh, not only economic benefits, but nutritional benefits as well. Of course, my videos are all over the place talking about nutrition, so rather than focusing on that with this, although we will a little bit, I just want to talk about a little bit of the history of the farmers market, where it's been and what it's evolved into, because it's a really incredible thing now.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about the history.
Sure. People are often shocked when we tell them that we've been here for over 2 centuries, and the farmers market has always been an integral part of downtown Easton.
Mm-hmm.
Easton is at the confluence of the two rivers, so we're kind of halfway between New York City and Philadelphia. So it was always a large center of mercantile going back through the ages. And this is where the farmers came to sell their milk and their eggs and certainly their fresh produce. And we have great photos showing horse and carriages set up there in the circle.
I saw some of those on your website.
Yeah,
That's cool.
it's people are shocked when they see it. But we're proud to be able to carry on that same tradition. The market, it hasn't always been, and we've been here for 262 years, but I do have to confess that back in the early part of the 2000s, we fell on some hard times. Like a lot of downtowns, we were impacted by urban sprawl and urban renewal, and a lot of folks vacated the downtowns at that time.
Right.
And Easton was one of those, and we lost a lot of our big retailers, and it also impacted the farmers market. So by 2002, we were down to just one vendor. So she was selling in the circle, and folks were still supporting her, but it was a little sad to see just one retailer there. And at the end of that season, unfortunately, that woman passed away.
Mm-hmm.
And it was at that time folks in town realized, hey, we're going to lose this gem of our community if we don't take some action. So actually, Lynn Pryor, who now runs Lehigh Valley Buy Fresh Buy Local, was the one to step up. And she garnered support from our state representative, Bob Freeman, Penn State Cooperative Extension, but mostly grassroots, mostly the people of the town to get it back on its feet. And from there, things, began to take off.
Well, yeah, it's. I'm really looking forward to checking it out tomorrow. And so this is quite an economic driver.
It really is, yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. I mentioned, Easton kind of taking a turn for the worse in the earlier, in the 80s and 90s. Mm-hmm. And, we've been working through the Easton Main Street Initiative and certainly through the farmers market to rebuild the city. And the market has became a driver to get folks back into downtown Easton. And one of the crazy ways that we did that, back about 10 years ago when the market wasn't so strong, is we started holding a lot of special events. We didn't have a whole lot of vendors. I mentioned we were down to one vendor, and we grew from there, but we still were looking at maybe 10, 15 vendors, and the town didn't have a good reputation. So we started holding things like our Zucchini 500, which is a zucchini race for kids.
Yeah, I saw that online. It looks cool.
Our Tomato Fest. We even did some really crazy stuff like watermelon shot put competition,
That's great.
which got a little out of hand. We had to stop that one a couple of years ago. Peach festivals and strawberry festivals. And what that did is it gave us something to market over and above just saying, hey, come on down for the farmers market.
Right.
And it got the attention of the press, it got the attention of folks in the community, and gradually we started attracting families back into the downtown, and they realized, wow, this is a pretty great place. And the other big thing, people ask us how we've grown to the point that we have, and I mentioned grassroots, and that really is the key to any farmer's market, having that community engagement. And we couldn't survive if it weren't for our 75 plus volunteers. We have an incredible crew of community residents, local business owners who come help us set up in the morning, take down in the afternoon, help run events, run our information tent, and are just goodwill ambassadors of the market out there in the community. They believe in supporting local farmers, they believe in our community and the market, and that's what really makes it tick.
Yeah, that's great. So you're part of the effort here is to get more product from farm to table locally.
Absolutely. We've become a really strong restaurant destination. We're becoming a bit of a foodie town. So Brittany Bocoon, who is my assistant here at the Farmers Market, she's been working diligently for the past 2 years with Buy Fresh, Buy Local to connect farmers with local restaurateurs and chefs. And we have a great resource here in town with the market. And the cool thing is we're now seeing farmers come on Wednesday nights and on Saturdays, and they're coming sometimes with a wagon, and they're loading up and buying, several $100s worth of produce for the restaurants for the coming week. And we've done things like, we kind of call it like speed dating for chefs and farmers, where they can come and it's a networking event. And we can connect them. And a lot of restaurants want to buy from local farms, but they don't know where to begin. And it goes the same on the other end. Farmers don't know how to reach out to restaurants. Chefs are busy people. It's often hard to track them down. So we like to try to make that connection. And it's serving to grow our farmers' economic base, but also to grow our restaurants here in the city. And tomorrow we have a chef demo at Peach Festival, and we have Jeremy Bialker from Two Rivers Brewing will be down there grilling up some pork and peaches. And
I'm looking forward to checking all that out tomorrow.
Good stuff.
Now, you mentioned when we were talking before we started the camera here something about demographics. Helping, and can you share a little bit about that?
Sure. One of the things that we're really proud of is the diversity of our market. Easton does have a large lower income demographic as part of our city, and we also have some very high end demographics. The market actually draws folks from about a 50-mile radius, which is unusual for markets. Most markets draw from about a 10-mile radius. So we get folks coming from the higher end suburbs. We get chefs coming in from New York City sometimes to shop the market. But we also get a lot of folks from our neighborhoods. And the West Ward part of our city is actually has a lot of lower income residents, and we've been working to connect them with the market. And they run a program there called the Summer Nights program, and they do a cooking demonstration 4 days a week throughout the summer in connection with the Kellen Foundation, which is a local health organization which works to fight childhood obesity and improve nutrition. Great organization. So the cool thing is they do this cooking demo, and they purchase fresh produce and product from the market, and then they teach moms and kids and families how to cook with this product, and they do cooking on site. Then everybody enjoys the meal, and then they all get these $1 market bucks. And they'll get $10 of these if they attend the program, and they can come down and shop at the market with these.
That's great.
So it's a really great way to introduce them to a different lifestyle and to teach them, like, what do I do with kale? We had a woman come up to us last week at the info tent and said, I got kohlrabi through the veggie van in the West Ward, and my kids loved it, so I came down here to the market. And she was buying it with her EBT card or her food stamp card. So that's something else that we do to support we want to make fresh food available to all residents and to everyone. And unfortunately, the way things are right now with our government subsidizing mainly corn and soybean and factory farms, our little farmers are, in a situation where they do have to charge higher prices for organic produce. And it's often, more affordable to folks like you and me, but not necessarily somebody feeding a family of 5.
Sure.
So we're working to do our best with that. And in 2009, we established an EBT program at the market, which enables us to be able to take the food stamp cards, which are all done electronically now, So, we're out there, we're pushing it in the Hispanic community. We have a very growing Hispanic community, and we try to translate a lot of our materials into Spanish and get those folks coming down. And it's just a place, too, where you can bring your kids and enjoy a fun day and get outside and enjoy the fresh air, too.
That's great. And a lot of the, what I found is awareness is the key. Like, people don't oftentimes know that they're so close to fresh growing food.
That's very true.
They don't even know that it's out there. They don't know that they could walk over there or whatever, or take a bus over if they don't have a car. So you have the access. The access is here. You guys are doing a great job getting the word out and taking it into various demographics. Can you tell me a little bit about the, I believe that I read somewhere, this is a producers-only farmers market.
Yes.
In other words, you're not farmer isn't coming in with product that they bought somewhere else and they're not reselling it, right?
Correct. Yeah, that's very important to us, and it's integral to our mission and our bylaws. Anything that you see for sale at the farmers market is either grown, produced, or created by the individual selling it. And we wholeheartedly believe in the, shake the hand that feeds you concept, and, knowing where that food is coming from. And, nothing beats being able to talk to your farmer who just picked that, a couple hours ago and can tell you anything that you need to know about that product. And we do a lot of diligence in checking out certainly any new vendors, but we also inspect our farms almost yearly. Sometimes it's on every 2-year basis. But we have someone who's a graduate of Delaware Valley College in agriculture, and she goes out and she inspects the farms, makes sure that the animal welfare practices are taken care of, looks at all their growing practices, any chemical usage. And it's not to say that we are 100% organic market. We're not. We have certainly fruit growers that use integrated pest management. It's very difficult, unfortunately, to grow organic fruit in this part of the country on a large, or on a small scale, I should say. So that's very important to us. It's important that our customers feel a sense of peace of mind when they come. I know when I go to the grocery store now, I feel like I'm navigating this jungle and oh my God, where is this from? Is this from Chile, or is this from,
You never know.
No, and I want them to know when they come to EFM that it's all been taken care of for them. And, we make sure that our farmers clearly label, what their growing practices are. Currently, we don't have anyone that's certified organic. We have one farmer, Blooming Glen, that's working towards that. But the majority of them do naturally grown or organic practices.
So it's a really intricate operation.
It is, and it's a lot keeping on top
deep,
of it.
you have high standards.
Yep.
That's incredible. That's really, really good. And you've grown so much since 2002 or 3.
Yeah, we're up to about 36 vendors at our Saturday market and about 32 at our Wednesday market.
Wow, that's it. So I was just going to ask, next on the list, what are the hours? What are the hours of operation?
Saturdays are open 9 a.m. to 1 p.m.
Okay.
And Wednesdays are open from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. So we try to draw the after work crowd and downtown residents. One of the things the market has spurred is more residents living in the downtown. So young professionals and empty nesters that are moving into apartments that are being rehabbed and new development down here. And people want to have a grocery option.
Right.
And that kind of brings us to what our next project is the Easton Public Market.
Oh, wow.
Which will be opening in January of 2015. And that will be an indoor space about close to 20,000 square feet, and we'll have about 20 vendors in there, a butcher shop, a seafood vendor, local produce in there, as well as a commercial teaching kitchen where we can do cooking classes and demos, and so it's continuing to grow. And
that's really great. That's great. Any final thoughts? Anything you want to share? And by the way, the website and all that's going to be scrolling on the bottom of the screen. So, anything else?
Yeah, I just come on down and experience it, because it's really like no other market. I'm biased, obviously, but we just have this amazing energy at our market because of the fact we've been there so long, I think that you
people
feel,
do talk about it. They
yeah,
talk about it, and the community loves it. They love it here.
they do. They embrace it, and it's just become such a huge part of our city and what we're all about.
That's great. So, well, thank you.
Thank you.
And
Appreciate the opportunity.
buy fresh, buy local. Get to know your farmer, and support your local farmers market. And if you're in Easton, support the Easton Farmers Market. All right, they're doing awesome things here. So thank you, Megan McBride, again for taking this time with me today. I appreciate it a lot.
We'll see you at the market.
All right, have a good day.